A single mistimed charge can be enough to cost the king of the savanna its advantage. In the wild, the king of the savanna does not always control the hunt. Through powerful defensive responses, each opponent has a way of forcing the mighty predator to back down. Even when facing other predators, one small mistake can be enough to shift the balance. What has caused even lions to retreat in defeat time and again? On the open savanna, a clan of hyenas gathers around a meal, but the calm quickly ends when an adult male lion emerges from behind the brush. Without a threatening roar, he walks straight toward the prize with the confidence of a dominant predator. A single short charge is enough to scatter the hyenas. One slow-reacting individual is pinned to the ground, while the others repeatedly move in and pull back to draw the lion's attention. A lone hyena has little chance in a direct confrontation, but pressure from the entire clan can force the lion to keep turning defensively and loosen his control. The commotion around the remains soon draws more hyenas to the scene. They form a wide arc around the lion, repeatedly making their distinctive calls to maintain the pressure. The lion sticks to the same strategy, charging only when one gets too close and repeatedly forcing the surrounding hyenas to spread out. The standoff becomes a contest between two survival strategies. The hyenas rely on numbers and coordination, while the lion relies on strength to maintain control. Whenever the lion turns to drive the hyenas away from one direction, several others immediately seize the opportunity to grab pieces of the meal and retreat. In the end, the lion keeps most of the prize, but the hyenas also manage to take some of the food through their repeated approaches. Across the vast grasslands, an ambush has reached its decisive moment. From the tall grass, a lioness suddenly charges forward. Her target is a young zebra that has become separated from the herd. Within seconds, the young zebra is brought down and held beneath the predator. But in the wild, a hunt does not always end when a predator catches its target. Seeing her young in danger, the mother zebra suddenly turns and rushes back. She immediately drives her body toward the lioness, holding the young zebra. The force of the collision knocks the predator off balance, forcing her to loosen her hold for a moment. In an instant, the young zebra gets back on its feet and runs. The lioness moves in again, but this time she must face the danger of powerful defensive kicks. Driven by a strong instinct to protect her young, the mother zebra keeps her distance and delivers a series of powerful backward kicks. A strike from her hind legs can cause serious injury if the lioness gets too close. Recognizing that the risk is too great for a meal, the predator reluctantly backs away. In the harsh natural world, strength does not come only from claws or venom. Sometimes it comes from a mother's instinct to protect her young, a force powerful enough to overcome even a predator's drive to hunt. Across the savanna grasslands, height and size can sometimes provide one of the most effective forms of defense. With a vantage point above the sea of grass, a giraffe can detect threats from hundreds of yards away. Even so, an individual with reduced stamina can still become a potential target for a pride of lions. As the giraffe begins to slow down, the lions start following and closing the distance. They quickly stay close behind the exhausted individual, applying steady pressure in an effort to slow it further. Its long legs help the giraffe maintain some distance. However, one lioness still circles closer, attempting to gain a hold on the upper part of its body. The giraffe immediately turns, causing the lioness to lose her grip, then delivers powerful kicks that force the pride to keep its distance. Realizing that the opportunity has faded and the risks are increasing, the lions quickly abandon the pursuit to conserve their energy for future hunts. Across the vast savanna grasslands, impalas survive through speed and almost constant vigilance. With eyes positioned toward the sides of their heads and ears that constantly turn to detect sounds, they rarely remain away from the herd for long. But a single moment of inattention can create an opportunity for predators patiently waiting in the low grass. When an impala separates from the group, the lionesses immediately focus on the target. They do not rush forward, but quietly close the distance, using the terrain and their camouflaged coats to approach from multiple directions. Only when the impala comes close enough do the lions accelerate together and apply pressure from several directions. When the distance narrows to just a few yards, the impala bursts into action. Instead of running in a straight line, it repeatedly changes direction and makes high, long leaps to disrupt the rhythm of the pursuit. Each sudden turn forces the lions to slow down or adjust their course, quickly taking away their advantage at close range. One lion continues the pursuit, but within seconds the distance gradually begins to widen. The impala uses its acceleration and repeated leaps to escape the pressure, then quickly rejoins the herd. The lions quietly come to a stop, conserving their energy for the next opportunity. For the impala, survival depends not only on speed, but also on the ability to repeatedly disrupt a predator's pursuit. On the savanna, sometimes a single well-timed change of direction can be enough to change the course of an entire chase. Across the dry semi-desert regions of Africa, the oryx is considered one of the most formidable antelopes. Its long, sharp horns are used not only in competition with others of its kind, but also as an effective defense against predators. For that reason, approaching a healthy oryx can be risky even for a lion. However, when two young lionesses spot an oryx separated from the herd, they still decide to test the opportunity. They repeatedly change direction in search of a safer angle of approach, attempting to force the oryx to turn and lose the advantage of keeping its horns pointed toward them. The oryx keeps its distance, constantly turning to keep both horns facing the lionesses. Each attempt to move closer is met with a strong defensive response. When one lioness charges in, the oryx immediately lowers its head and thrusts its horns forward, forcing the predator to dodge and retreat. After several attempts without finding a safe opportunity, the lionesses gradually ease the pressure and withdraw. The hunt ends without the lions bringing down their target, showing that strength alone does not always determine the outcome. For the oryx, defense depends not only on speed, but also on remaining composed and maintaining a strong defensive position. For the lions, knowing when to abandon a hunt that has become too risky is also part of their survival strategy. On the African savanna, lions and African wild dogs compete for more than just food. The presence of lions can also pose a direct threat to the survival of an entire wild dog pack. While wild dogs are raising their young, the area around the den becomes especially sensitive to the presence of lions. After following their trail toward the shelter, a male lion suddenly accelerates. A single charge is enough to scatter the entire wild dog pack. No individual wild dog has an advantage in a direct confrontation. Instead, the pack keeps moving and giving alarm calls, attempting to draw the lion's attention away from the area where the pups are located. In another encounter, a lone lioness enters an area where a wild dog pack is active. Alarm calls quickly bring more members of the pack together. The wild dogs immediately spread out, taking turns moving closer and pulling back, forcing the lioness to keep turning to respond. Whenever the lioness changes direction, other wild dogs close the distance from behind, leaving her with little opportunity to respond effectively. These repeated approaches are not intended to maintain a direct confrontation, but to create enough pressure to make the lioness leave the area. Faced with sustained pressure and no other lions nearby for support, the lioness gradually retreats. On the savanna, size often provides an advantage, but unity and precise coordination can sometimes be enough to change the course of an encounter. In the rivers and lakes of Africa, hippos can respond forcefully when another animal moves too close to an area they occupy. During the day, most of their bodies remain submerged, while their eyes and ears continue to monitor movement around them. Weighing up to several tons and equipped with massive jaws, hippos are opponents that many predators tend to avoid confronting directly. While crossing a stretch of river, several lions move too close to an area where a group of hippos is resting. One hippo immediately moves forward from the water, forcing the lions to quickly change direction. Rather than simply driving them away, the hippo continues to move closer, opening its jaws wide and forcing the lions to scatter in different directions. Faced with the pressure of the hippo's massive size and determined behavior, the lions quickly abandon any attempt to approach. For the lions, continuing the confrontation would only increase the risk of injury and waste valuable energy. Once the lions leave the area, the hippo also stops pursuing them. Along Africa's rivers, maintaining a safe distance and assessing risk help both species avoid unnecessary confrontations. Every encounter can turn a predator into the target of another rival. Lions rely not only on strength, but also on conserving their energy for future hunts. A single mistimed step can change the outcome of a situation that once seemed certain. The savanna constantly challenges even its most formidable predators. If you want to see more wild moments like these, hit like and subscribe to the channel.